Hey guys, my name is Leash and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, as you can guess from the title, I'm talking about art block. And what's really funny is I wrote a whole stack of notes of this, almost like a 2,000 word essay. I'm not joking, I'm just looking at it now. I wrote all these notes about this topic after Bailey J did her video stating that art block does not exist. And I just never turned it into a video, so I'm just gonna try and go ahead and do that now for you guys anyway. So just before I start, I'd like to say that this video is my opinion. This topic is not black and white and is subjective, just like all forms of art. And I would love to hear your thoughts on the topic. Just, please be respectful to everyone else in the comment section down below. If you have any questions or comments, do not hesitate to ask. Bailey J did a video stating that art block does not exist. It was a controversial video and everyone had a different opinion and response to it, and that is completely fine. I'm not here to say that what she said was right or wrong. It was her opinion from her perspective and her experiences, and I respect that. I understand where she is coming from as a professional artist with deadlines. She is not talking from a hobbyist point of view. I have been there myself. I've been a freelancer or doing art at university and having deadlines, particularly things that you have to do. Bailey's video was about having a tough love approach when you need it. Sometimes you need a little kick up the bum to really dig deep and get work done. Even if you don't like it, even if it's not up to your normal standards. There are times where you need to do this and it sucks. It sucks getting out of your slump, and oftentimes doing this doesn't always remove your art block. I want to explore some ideas and opinions I have about art block from my experiences of studying full-time at uni and when I was doing art full-time, and now I'm only doing it part-time. Please understand that this video is not about mental health or illness. I think some people got offended by Bailey's video because we need to consider the reason we make art in the first place. If you make art as your hobby or a form of therapy, then you will get art block, and that's perfectly fine. When it is tied to your emotional being and enjoyment, you fluctuate, and that's just part of life, really. It's a different space to be in when you pursue art professionally. You have to get up every day and do it as a job, or else you won't be able to pay your bills. This is sometimes when you need to push when all else is failing. I believe this is a point Bailey had in her video, and she made that video because sometimes that's what she needs to hear. I personally believe that art block does exist. Some people might disagree, and like I said at the beginning, there's no right or wrong answer to this. This is obviously something that many people experience, and hence why there is a widely and common term used for it. Sometimes we get art blocks from things that are going on in our lives. Physically being unable to create art because of no space, no time, no motivation, no inspiration. There are several factors that we consider to contribute to art block. To know how to get rid or over an art block, you need to look at why you personally create art. Is this your full-time employment? Is it for study at high school or university? Is this your hobby that you do in your downtime? Or is painting something that you do to deal with mental health, such as depression or anxiety? Is it something that you do for fun and to de-stress and relax? There is no cure-all solution for art block because it's such a complex idea. So we can look at art block being broken down into a few different categories, such as burnout, which is basically when you've been overworked artistically or creatively and you feel like you've got no creative capital left to draw from. If you don't know the term creative capital, check out Jake Parker's videos as he articulates it really well. So to combat burnout, it might be an idea to take a break, either from your practice or to pick up something completely new. For me personally, sometimes in the past when my illustrations or paintings haven't been coming out how I want, I'll pick up some clay, or I did some sewing or a smaller project, and that helped me to get the creative juices flowing and it took the stress off of the bigger project that I was working on. If you are feeling burnout, sometimes it might be related to taking care of yourself. So are you tired from not getting enough sleep? Are you hungry or thirsty, not eating well? Your body and mind both have an impact on your art, and it's important to acknowledge that and be mindful of that. When you are burnt out creatively or have low creative capital, you can build that back up by doing things that inspire you or broaden your vision or scope. So doing new things or going to new places, even if the idea of that is scary, that's good. And what I mean is sometimes you have to push yourself outside your comfort zone when all your creative resources in that zone are used up, or not as effective anymore. Another category of art block is when your work is not up to standard. So everyone has a time where they feel their artwork has plateaued or that they are not happy with the work they're producing. It's at this time that you might want to look at your work and deconstruct what you don't like about it. Do you feel you need to improve on a particular area such as anatomy? Or do you think you could use your tools better, get better at using Copic markers for example? If this is the case, look at tutorials online, YouTube, DeviantArt, Tumblr, etc. You can look around at your local schools or community centres or art groups and even join a class. There are even online classes as well. Do some research, see what suits you best or gets you excited about learning and moving on from the point where you're at now. Not every piece is a masterpiece, and it's important to have something finished, not perfect. Some days will be better than others. Don't beat yourself up about it. We've all been there and it's okay. Another aspect of art block is motivation. So motivation is very different to inspiration. If you don't know what this means or you'd like to hear more about it, Fran Nerd on YouTube has done a video about this idea. Sometimes you don't feel like making art. Even if it's something you enjoy immensely, we all have that point where we get to and we just don't have the motivation sometimes. It could be a bad day or even a bad week or a month where you don't feel motivated. If you're doing art as a job, sometimes you have to find the motivation and force yourself. It's the same thing with me writing an essay. Sometimes I'm completely not motivated, but I do enjoy learning and reading and writing about ideas. When I find I'm not motivated to do something, I'll either break something down to small steps, which that helps me to feel more confident that I can do something, which then impacts on my motivation. Because quite often I'll be unmotivated if I feel I'm not good enough or that I'm not capable. For example, do some drawing exercises, practice poses, break things down and build up your confidence and motivation. Is your motivation related to other life stuff? Are you stressed out by deadlines or friendship or relationship dramas? This impacts motivation on a lot of areas, not just art. Sometimes you might need a positive reward to get you through a task that you don't want to do, or you don't feel motivated to do. You might tell yourself, okay, I'm not motivated to make art right now, but if I get this done, I'll reward myself with an hour of gaming or going out to see friends, whatever you find enjoyable. This is good when you have a deadline for work, class, or a personal project. If you don't have a deadline and you don't feel motivated to draw that day, then don't. Get up, do something else you enjoy, and don't feel bad about not doing art. Enjoy a break or time off. You deserve to be happy. Another aspect is not being inspired. Again, this is where you need to look at why you make art. What inspired you in the past? Why you got into it in the first place? Did you start it as a way to express yourself? Did you want to tell a story with comic book characters? Did you begin with fan art about shows or games that inspired you? Maybe you can look back at those familiar things that might re-inspire you from your beginnings. Maybe you need to try something new. Get out and broaden your horizons. Go for a walk to the park. Go somewhere new. Meet some new people. Buy a new book or comic. Start with something small. Are you inspired by music? Maybe buy a new album or cruise around on Spotify to find some completely new music that you've never heard of. Sometimes I'm just inspired by a new sketchbook or new art supplies, but that can be expensive. Look at things that inspired you in the past or find something new that inspires you. This is just a brief touch on inspiration. I could do a whole other video dedicated to breaking down inspiration and what inspires us. So in conclusion, if you're having an art block, you might just need to take a break. It's a complex problem to have, and depending on the exact type of block or the cause of it, you'll need to do different things to get out of the block. Anyways guys, I hope you found some of this information useful. If you did, I would love it if you could give this video a thumbs up or leave a comment down below. If you would like to find me on other social media or more information about things I've mentioned in this video, please check out the links in the down bar below. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching and tuning into this video. If you would like to join in the art ventures, please hit the subscribe button down below. I'll see you in my next video, but until then, keep drawing.